Welcome to Bogey Lanes in East Brookfield, Massachusetts for the first match of the Western New England Candlepin Association Pro Tour event here at Bogey. This match will feature Cory Packard on the left lane against Phil Clough. The way these Western New England tournaments work is that the field of bowlers bowls 5 games of qualifying, and then we cut to the top 5 bowlers, and that's the first match is the 4th against the 5th seed, and then the winner of that match goes up against the 3rd seed, and so on up the line until you get to the top seed. Phil Clough qualified for match play by rolling a 645 in the qualifying round, and Cory Packard had 636. As you can see, Phil starts with a spare, and Cory will take a 7 box. The winner of this match will move on to take on Rich Bober, who was the 3rd seed. He also had 645, but the tiebreak in ties, there were actually 3 bowlers with 645, and the tiebreak is high single. So Rich Bober was 3rd, and then Stephen Reno Jr. also had 645. He was the 2nd seed. And the top seed was Jeff Slazinski with 648. So he'll be waiting in the wings until the other matches are concluded, and he'll play the winner for all the marbles here. And as you can see, Phil Clough made a nice try on that 3-5-10, but got a tough break. Now Cory Packard gets a little bit of a break. He gets the ball to carry off that piece of wood and take the 8-pin for a spare. Phil Clough is a veteran bowler who you may recall from the old Channel 5 show and the Channel 27 Bay State Bowling show. He made many appearances on those programs and also on the Pro Tour over the years. He's been one of the better bowlers in central Massachusetts for a long time, and he's still an excellent bowler. He also made some appearances on the Comcast Candlepin Challenge more recently. Cory Packard with 9 on the spare, and he makes another one. Wow, Phil Clough with a nice bid there on that 4 horsemen left plus the 10-pin to try and make a 10 box out of it. And as you can see, it's 36 for Phil, and 36, and Cory has 26 with the ball working through 3. Phil drops 7, and once again he's got the 3-5-10 piece of wood in front of the 10. Cory Packard with a nice ball there. Once again he drops 9, and he leaves the 9-pin. And Phil Clough converts the spare. Let's take a look at it on replay. You can see he splits the 3-5, and it goes into the 10-pin. That plank in front of the 10 almost messed up the shot, but it didn't. He converts it. And let's see if Cory Packard can convert another single pin spare. You may remember Cory Packard from being featured in the finals of the Pro Series team event, also here at Bogey Lanes about a month ago. That was the tournament that featured Nate Neely's 211 game. Cory's been having a good year. He's carrying a pretty good average, and he's had some excellent tournament results this fall winter. And there is a strike. And Phil Clough converts the 5-pin for a spare. So after 5, you can see that Phil has 65 with a spare up, and Cory Packard has 75 with a strike up in the 5th. So it's advantage Packard at this point. Let's see if he can throw a double. Great ball by Korey Packard, dropping 9 and leaving the 7 pin. Phil Clough with another nice ball in the 1-3 pocket, leaving the 5-8 with some wood out front that could be a little bit tricky. Ooh, and Korey Packard misses that 7 pin. That's very uncharacteristic of him he missed that by quite a bit. Rarely does he. Korey is very precise. You seldom see him miss a spare like that. Meanwhile, Phil Clough converts the spare, so that's going to tighten it up a little bit. Give him a chance to cut into Korey Packard's lead just a little bit. Korey with those distinctive solid color Paramount balls. Three orange ones and 2 yellows. I'm not sure if they're different weights or why it is that he carries 2 different types of ball, but they sure work well for him. He's got the 5-8 with some tricky wood out front. Let's see what he can do with it. Nice shot. He goes right by that tricky wood and just takes the 5-8 with no trouble at all. And meanwhile, Phil Clough had punched out the 1-5-8 on the spare. And then takes 3 more in the second ball, and he'll finish with an 8 box. Korey kind of bounces the ball down there, but pretty accurate. Still on the head pin, leaving a 5, 7, 10 with some wood. He might be able to split the sort of the V down there to the right of the 5 and maybe convert the spare, but let's see what can happen if he can do that. Oh, nice try, but he just got a little bit too much of the wood, and he only got the 5 pin. Meanwhile, Phil had a 4, 7, 10 split, and a piece of wood out front. Wasn't able to convert it. Some of the other bowlers that competed in qualifying didn't quite make the cut. Dave Dupuy had a 628. Tom Bishop had 541. He's a past winner. John Listowski with 618. Charlie Jutras with 526. Mark Ubrard with 598. Steve Reno Sr. 596. Brian Dykes 555. Yours truly had a pretty tough day with 557. Aaron Spiller, who's kind of a newcomer to the WNECA Tour, he had a 623. Just barely missing the cut. Richie Myrick, Brian Mayer, Dave LaValle were also among the competitors, the regulars on the Western New England Tour. And here is a replay of that nice shot by Phil Clough that you can see. He splits the head, the 1-2 pocket, and kicks the head pin off the sidewall, and it takes out the 9. Very nice spare by Phil Clough. But he is still trailing by a pretty substantial margin here, so he's going to have to really finish strong in order to catch Cory Packard. I'm not sure he can do it. Korey with an 8 drop, leaving a 6-10. And Phil punches through the middle once again. Good ball, solid on the object pin, but just a little bit too solid, and he went right through the middle. Korey going for the 6-10, and again he sneaks around, just goes by a tricky piece of wood and makes a clean spare conversion on the 6-10. Really, that's what I meant by Korey's precise spare shooting. That's how he normally does it. You don't often see him miss a spare the way he did a few boxes ago. Anyway, Korey is gonna going to move on in this match, and he's going to take on Rich Bober. Well, let's see, he's got one more ball, and he finishes with a strike. So the final score in this match is, you can see Phil Clough with a 126 and Cory Packard with a 150 game. So Cory will move on to the next round against third seed Rich Bober back here at Bogey Lanes.